Hello, everyone. Welcome to our session. I'm Levent Bakirci. I lead the go-to-market strategy for Business Central and SMB here at Microsoft. Today, we're going to talk about how we can scale SMBs, their operations with AI. And this session is mainly engineered for partners, but if you're an existing customer or a prospect, a future customer, you'll also learn a good amount about the product. But we also have a session at 1 p.m., which is going to focus more on the product as well, with demos, et cetera. If you're interested to learn more about Business Central, I highly encourage joining that session. So we are very excited to talk about Business Central here. It's one of our highest high growth products in our portfolio. We are now hit the milestone of 50,000 customers and counting. And the growth rate is really high. I'm not allowed to say how much, but it is on the highest end of the double-digit growth, and it's consistent. And it's actually, we are accelerating our growth rates on an increasing baseline, so which is amazing. And when we look at the opportunity, we are seeing a great opportunity in terms of AI business process in the SMB market. The total TAM is more than $130 billion. And what is also great is when we look at our customers and their usage in Business Central, when you look at all the native Copilot capabilities and the Agentic capabilities that we're going to talk about, the growth in AI use within Business Central is also growing 4 times over the last 6 months. Business Central is a highly, it's a partner-led motion for us. So, and we are very excited and happy to see that we are increasing our partner ecosystem consistently, and we have added 1,000 new partners in the last 12 months transacting Business Central, so we are seeing a huge momentum there too. And when we look at our customer profile, what is great also to see is coming from different segments of the SMB. So we are seeing huge growth both in the small SMBs, but also more mid-market, larger SMBs that has more complex needs. So what's really great about this is if you're a small SMB at the moment, you can start with BC, and you never need to leave the solution and grow with Business Central. When it comes to our priorities for Business Central and what we have defined in terms of the strategic avenues is 3 things. So first one is, of course, accelerating the customer acquisition, increasing our market share with AI and the Agentic solutions that we have. And the second one is what's the real benefit and the real momentum that what we are also seeing is, and what we have invested a lot in the product, is the seamless integration between D365 and M365 applications. And as you know, we have a huge base of M365 subscribers out there, customers out there, which can really benefit from that seamless integration, which again, we'll talk about in the next sections. And the last one is, we know there are many customers out there who use legacy on-prem solutions. So we have come up with both offers, programs, and tools for both partners and customers to move to cloud and leverage all the AI benefits for the future. So I just mentioned about some of the programs and tools we have. So if we look at kind of almost the 3 sale cycles, on the pre-sale side, you can, even before coming to the sales, you could see all the programs and the content we have around skilling, and we have a high volume practice content and programs too for partners to have repeatable motions. And I'm not going to go through all the details, but in terms of winning the deals, We have, of course, very rich incentives and programs also, and promos for the customers to move to cloud. And again, for the post-sales, for a successful deployment and delivery, we also have programs and fundings for partners and customers to take advantage of. And now I'm going to pass it on to Paloma to talk about accelerating the AI motion.
Thank you, Levent. Well, first of all, clearly, I'm not Tom. My name is Paloma Alarco. I work in the partner organization of Microsoft, and I focus on partner strategy and go-to-market for Business Central. I'll be covering for Tom, who couldn't join us today, and who would have done a spectacular job. But you are stuck with me for the next 2 sections of this presentation. And we'll start by discussing the AI strength in Business Central and how it solidifies the product value proposition that it brings to the market. So let me start by showing you how SMBs are embracing AI at record rates. The one figure that I like to focus the most on is that 91% of SMBs that said that adopting AI boosted their revenue. So all of these figures that you are currently seeing on screen truly convey that the appetite for AI-driven business process transformation is not only real, but it's also tangible, and that it will keep growing. So Business Central has a ton to offer in the AI space with the new AI embed capabilities, the pre-built agents, and the potential of building more through Copilot Studio. I think Business Central, in the next slide, it's clearly positioned to sell the AI business transformation with this product, and not only the technology. So this slide, if you are already a Business Central partner, may be a little bit of a recap. Dynamics 365 Business Central is defined on its face as an ERP, an enterprise resource planning system. And it covers all standard processes, finance, operations, sales, manufacturing, and services, all under the same roof. And this is because it was conceived for the SMBs from its very beginning. So this unified foundation for some is enough, but there's so much more to this product. So we have these new capabilities for sustainability, for reporting, for manufacturing, plus the most exciting ones are the AI-powered features that we'll explore in a second. And also I wanted to mention that Business Central is enhanced and extended through a constantly growing network of applications, like industry-specific functions developed by our partners and published in the Microsoft Marketplace, aka AppSource. Also, what I wanted to mention lastly in this slide is that Business Central has a very strong connection to the broader Microsoft ecosystem. And that puts us in a very unique position because Business Central combines the end-to-end business management with the easiness and familiarity that customers have with M365. And I'm going to show you that in the next couple of slides. Let's explore a little bit about the AI capabilities in Business Central that are fostering personal productivity through Copilot in Business Central. So we have the pre-built agents that I mentioned before, and these are bringing strong automation and delivering clear customer value, saving time, and also helping businesses scale up. 2 of those agents you may already know. One is the sales order agent, and one is the payable agents that are already available in this app, and we will have actually more coming very soon. But let's explore these 2 agents a bit more. So as you know, Microsoft AI muscle, specifically in Business Central, keeps growing and growing. And we have been building agents that autonomously complete tasks like fulfilling inbound sales orders and automating vendor invoices. Actually, I am bringing, if you remember, the business case that was presented during the keynote, the fictitious company 𝗦𝗲𝗂. They had 20,000 T-shirt requests during the keynote, and that would have been streamlined a lot if they were using our BC sales order agent. So the agents and Copilot capabilities are very, very easy to activate in the app. And it will be a productivity booster that will give your customers more freedom to focus less in the system and more in delivering business value. And it doesn't end there. You're not limited by what Microsoft is building for you. With the Agent Builder, Copilot Studio, and Azure AI, anyone can start building agents regardless of their skill level. So individuals who are actually doing the work can be empowered to create autonomous workflows to make their jobs easier, which is great. I think it's very important to mention that we also have adjacent solutions in the Microsoft ecosystem that can automate processes and access data in Business Central without necessarily going to the app. So this includes M365 Copilot, which now includes role-based functionalities like finance in M365 Copilot, which used to be a different SKU, but it's now under the same umbrella. With that, you can bring ERP-connected data directly into Excel and Outlook to save time, to automate month-end data processes, and get very deep, accurate insights more quickly. And for this tool to be successful, it is key that businesses have a strong system of record, like Business Central, of course, to catalog and centralize their financial and operational data. So the new capabilities in M365 Copilot can help make the case for why businesses should make Business Central their next investment. And another reason why Business Central is an ideal value add to customers that are already taking advantage of M365. A final thing that is very important to mention is that Business Central can interact with Copilot across Microsoft applications without the need to go to the app directly. So outside of Copilot, let's discuss some other ways in which Business Central can tap into the complete Microsoft ecosystem to make daily tasks easier and more effective. I'll give you 3 examples that you can see on screen right now. One is that a user can create a new customer profile in Business Central, but directly using Copilot in Outlook. So that user would not go to Business Central at all to do this. In Teams, for example, a sales leader can take a call transcript and instantly generate a sales quote or a purchase order, again, without going to Business Central as an app. And lastly, with Business Central, there is a native integration to Excel, and users can edit data directly in Excel, no middleware required, doesn't require to go to Business Central either. So these are just a few ways in which AI is making everyday tasks faster, smarter, and more connected across the Microsoft ecosystem. So to wrap up this first section a bit, what should you do when you live here to make sure that you are set up to sell AI in Business Central if you are a partner? I won't drain the slide, the 3 that you see, because I want to mention 2 things. If you are in person, I would like to invite you all to join us in the Business Central booth at the Moscone Center to demo the product so you can see the power of the agents directly. And if you are watching us online or are actually also here in person, there's a second session happening this afternoon that Levent already mentioned, that it's Breakout 356, and that one will cover a lot more depth in the product. So if you want to see what Business Central can do in more detail, please join us later today. Okay, so with all that amazing product features that we have just reviewed, there should be no doubt in how great Business Central is as a product and how AI is already embedded in it. And finally, how it seamlessly connects to M365. I want to start this second section by bringing 2 key messages that I would love you to have in mind during this session. The first one, which we have implicitly covered in the section before, is how you can boost your work IQ, which was also mentioned in the keynote, by taking advantage of a connected Microsoft stack. In this specific case, I think by using Business Central, customers will be able to seamlessly connect to M365 Copilot and power their decisions through an enhanced data pulled directly from an AI-powered ERP. I think, as the quote reflects here, this is in fact a very big thing, especially in the era of AI, where the greater the integration between your tech stack, the greater data Copilot can reason from. So the second idea is more focused on the commercial aspect of that M365 to Business Central connection and how many of our partners have an enormous opportunity waiting for them to pursue it. And that is what we will explore a little bit more in this section. For a little bit of context, as you know, this year, AI Business Solutions became one single solution area covering AI workforce and AI business process. And we aim to provide business support across the full technology stack. So we believe partners have a unique opportunity to become our customers' AI advisor, and that can happen end-to-end now. So they would be connecting, not only connecting, but also securing their end-to-end work environment from productivity to processes. And we believe AI is actually helping us break down these boundaries between personal productivity and business processes. So if you are currently an M365 focused partners, I think we have a very interesting proposition for you. What if I told you every year, by not having a Business Central conversation, you are leaving a lot on the table? Every year, approximately 20% of M365 customers will evaluate a new ERP solution. And we are aware, ERP sales require a different type of conversation, and that it is a longer sales cycle that you might not be used to today if you're an M365-focused partner, but do not let this scare you. I honestly think this may be the way you scale in the era of AI. As Levent mentioned earlier, Business Central is the Microsoft's fastest growing business application. It's growing at high double digits year over year, and it's leading the market in total customers. At the moment, only around 5% of the SMB M365 customer base uses Business Central. And this implies that there are around 5 million accounts or organizations who don't use Business Central. Now, we know not all are ready to consume targets. So if you are familiar with the Cloud Ascent cohorts, approximately 1 million of this 5 million cluster are a high propensity target. All to say, we already know about the power of a unified tech stack, and for any M365 customer, there is absolutely no doubt that Business Central is the best ERP that they can use. So you might ask, what is in it for me? So first, two things that you can see actually on the slide. Churn is something that we all worry about. But an ERP solutions brings a lot of stickiness to the table. In general, when you sell Business Central, you'll see less than 3% churn, which is great. The second one, because Business Central runs on Azure, you'll also see that the consumption goes up at awesome rates. But there's even more. Some partners around the world are already doing this, teaming up to extend the reach. And Microsoft is betting big on this product. So it offers partners one of the highest licensing margins and also one of the highest incentives in the whole portfolio. Licensing margins are one of the most attractive in the portfolio, with 30%, as it mentioned in the slide. And adding to those margins, we also hold around 20% additional revenue that you could see from CSP transactional and growth incentives, which are great. And there is even more. There is always potential, because this is an ERP, to add services and support on top of all of this. So just imagine, once you combine margins, incentives, and services, what that can do to your revenue. But don't take me as a reference. Of course, I'm biased. We'll have Rob from Infinity Group join us today. And he's a clear example of how adding Business Central can bring great benefits to your portfolio. Okay, I'll start wrapping this whole idea with actionable options for you if you're an M365 partner right now. If what I just shared sounded a little bit interesting to you as an M365 partners, I think there are two routes to pursue this opportunity. In my mind, the powerful route is mixing both a little bit. Number one option is starting a partner-to-partner motion. Option number two is directly building a Business Central practice. Sounds a little bit scary. So let's go back to option number one. You can find a Business Central partner, and we have more than 6,000 amazing partners that can allow you to go after the opportunity and start exploring this business. Both parties gain their own benefits, and through CPOR, both will get recognition for the deals that you work on together. So as you get to know the Business Central business and prove its value, you can decide to build your BC practice directly. And for that, we offer some support, of course, to help you in that journey. Option number one, P2P, I think it will allow you to go after customers without the risk and investment upfront. Option number two will hopefully be your next step once you are convinced that this is the way to go. And I know that that will happen. So you'll be probably building a Business Central practice next. So to wrap up this section, if you want to go after P2P, start by going to Cloud Ascent. That can help you round up that idea and that opportunity. And you can start demand generation efforts while you search for a Business Central partner that can support you to close and implement those deals. Where can you find a partner? If you work with a distie, you can reach out to them directly, or you could look at Business Central offerings in the Microsoft Marketplace as well. And also, I left the link here. You can also look at the high-volume graduates that will appear in this site. If you go after the Build Your Practice option, you should start with skilling and also talent. And for that, we have the Skilling Hub, and we also have Business Central Talent. So, and of course, you can join us at the Business Central booth for any additional support that you might need in this journey. And finally, this is number 3 here, and probably an ambitious ask. But if we have any M365 customers here, please reach out to your partners and ask for information, or you can also use the Microsoft website to contact us directly. Also, please come demo, as I mentioned in the first section, Business Central in the booth, so you can experience the agents and the amazing AI embedded in Business Central directly and firsthand. With that, I'll give it back to Levent.
Thank you, Paloma. Yes, so let's switch gears and talk about our last priority. I mentioned that we have lots of legacy customers out there, legacy on-prem customers, both Dynamics on-prem, NAV, GP, and SL, but also other on-prem, legacy on-prem products out there. And I'll just start with talking about why, of course, this is a bit stating the obvious, but why an on-prem ERP system is holding the customers back is, of course, it requires so much manual and inefficient processes that are that will create errors. The second piece, what we are seeing a lot is that the slow responsiveness and of course delayed decision making because you're not working with the real-time data. And then, of course, we are seeing a lot of cyber attacks, both for big enterprises, but also for SMBs and the mid-market as well. Greater vulnerability to security threats and the challenges also in meeting compliance as well. So that's another, I think, very important reason to move to cloud and to create that urgency for customers to move to cloud. And the last one is, of course, the on-prem products requires a lot of ongoing maintenance and manual updates that will consume resources that can be used elsewhere to grow the business. So, and of course, last but not least, with an on-prem product, you will not be able to get any benefits of our AI capabilities. So the customers and the partners will need to kind of think about this and see how, and then they shouldn't be the ones that are behind the competition who are taking advantage of the cloud and AI. And as Microsoft, we are trying to make migrations easy with our partners. We have built-in tools, in-house tools. Our partners have great tools as well to have a secure and guided and repeatable migration processes, which can, brings forward the historical data and also minimizes the disruption of the business so that the on-prem system can remain operational until the cloud migration is complete. So we have partnered with Forrester and did a study and looked at the customers who have moved from on-prem solutions to cloud, to Business Central. And we have seen great ROI numbers, almost 300% return on investment. The net present value around $500 to $600. But what is really interesting and what is, I think, really important is the payback period. It is less than 6 months where you can get your investment back and see the value. The time to value is really short when moving from on-prem to cloud. So as you can see, like we put the link there too, I highly recommend checking the study. We also have a calculator there as well for you to help with your customers to compare the on-prem total cost of ownership and cloud cost of ownership. So it's a great asset to have those conversations with the customers. And we have the most migrations resources ever. This is one slide where you can see almost all the resources that we have. Some of them are not necessarily specific to migrations, so you can use it for other cases too, but this is a good overview of what we have from content to offers and the programs for both partners and customers. We have an updated pitch deck with the AI narrative that Paloma talked about. We have, of course, trials and click-through demos, customer stories. I mentioned about the calculators when you're having the conversations with the customers about accelerating the decision making. We have battle cards. And of course, we have offers and partner incentives that's both activity-based assessments and briefings to more transactional incentives for both partners and the customers to leverage. And of course, I will also mention the Business Central Concierge Desk, which is an in-house Microsoft resources, technical resources that can help you, the partners and the customers, to have those discussions around the migration projects, the roadmap for Business Central, and also all the AI capabilities that we have as well. So in terms of, let's kind of wrap up and talk about the three kind of action items that we have. You can grow your pipeline, as I said, using all the programs, the content we have, showcasing the value of the solutions, value of Business Central, and take advantage of the compelling events. So we have in the market currently, we have a promo called Bridge to the Cloud 2. Now that's going to expire at the end of December, so it's a great time to initiate customer discussions because the discount on the promo is going to be lowered by the end of the calendar year. So I think and we also have end customer funding, the vouchers as well. You can consider it as a gift card to help with the migration cost. So those are two great offers and programs we have in place if you're having those conversations with your customers. And of course, we have, as I said, other products, technical resources for you to have a successful deployment. With that, I'm happy to welcome Rob Young, the CEO of Infinity Group. We are going to talk about, as Paloma mentioned, Infinity Group started as an infrastructure and then moved to other Microsoft stack as well, and they are the partner of the year for Business Central. So welcome, Rob.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Welcome, Rob. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
For the Partner of the Year award. And tell us about the Infinity Group, how you started, what's your story?
Yeah, so we started 25 years ago as an MSP, managed service provider, very much doing infrastructure, and then more latterly security and modern work. As we kind of went over the years, 2013 we set up our CRM practice on Dynamics, D365, as it became. And then we were getting lots of demand from customers around the back office and the ERP system. And at that point, BC had just come out, and they'd migrated it from a product called 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀, and it felt like the right time. So around 2021, we set up our BC practice. And then since then, we've had kind of exponential growth in the business, and we now employ around about 190 people in or around the UK. We have 6 solution designations, multiple advanced specializations, and we are in a circle partner.
That's great. That's great. And I know, and Paloma mentioned about the partnerships, how it can help getting into new businesses, getting into the different workloads across the Microsoft stack. Tell us about kind of your experience on the partnerships that you have.
Yeah, sure. Listen, on this journey you go through, you realise that delivering infrastructure and security is very different to delivering CRM, and actually is very different to delivering ERP, and that's something that we learned initially with CRM the hard way, really, by trial and error. So when we went into BC, we wanted to make sure we had a better understanding on how these projects worked. So in our case, we worked with a partner for a number of years alongside them on the deals, and we learned about the sales process, how the products work, until eventually we felt confident enough to build our own practice. I think the other options, there's partners like Paquin, who've got a P2P play, their Launchpad product, which really helps accelerate growth. And then as you get to start doing bigger projects, there's partners like CR365 that have a great tool that allow you to scale your operations. So lean on the partners and learn from them, I think, is the key.
Yeah, that's great. Throughout Ignite, we heard a lot about for partners the customer zero and how it can help at the age of AI. And I know you also have a great customer zero story too. Want to tell us about that as well?
Yeah, so we took a decision a few years ago that we had a bunch of internal use rights that we all get as partners, and the more kind of solution designations and advanced specializations you get, the more internal use rights you get. So we thought, well, why don't we start deploying this technology on ourselves? We were using a traditional PSA, I think it was 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏, but you'll probably, if you're an MSP, you'll be used to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 or 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, or one of those many platforms. And as a business, we wanted to move to more of an enterprise structure. We wanted to sort our data out, and we really wanted to kind of live and breathe, drink our own champagne, as was said by Ralph or Judson yesterday, I think it was. So yeah, we started the journey. We started with sales, which is quite an obvious one to start with. We then moved on to project operations, Business Central in the background, and then this year we've delivered customer service and field service, and we've also worked with a partner called Work365 that do the billing element, and again, all sits in Dynamics. We've wrapped the whole thing around Fabric. That's where our data lake sits, and we use E5 and Sentinel to secure everything all of the above. And for us, going on that journey, it's really helped us empathise with the customer and understand where the pain points are. You know, we're a 25-year-old business. We've done a couple of acquisitions. We've divested some customers, and so a lot of moving parts. And yeah, it's really helped us understand the challenges that businesses have in doing this. But now we're really reaping the benefits. We're deploying first-party agents, so things like the researcher agent in sales, the qualification agent, but we're also building our own agents, our own third-party agents to bring, highlight things like risk in projects by listening to Teams calls. But it's because we've got this platform now, we're now able to move at speed in building these agents and like intelligent automation throughout the business.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So we heard the great story from where you start and when you are here, the customer zero, the partnerships.
Yeah.
But tell us about the numbers. I think everybody's interested to see what's the impact of all of this. And
yeah, sure. So from a business point of view, Infinity, when we started doing BC in 2021, we've grown fourfold, and a massive part of that is Business Central. It's our hero product. In fact, that's kind of where we land and expand now. We land with Business Central, and then we expand across into security and infrastructure. And you're establishing trusted relationships with C-suite, often the CFO, and that makes it a lot easier when you then start talking about their security, because their ERP and their CRM is like their crown jewels. It's their most important data. So yeah, four times growth in 4 years. The other stats are around us and our customer zero story. And I can tell you that since deploying Dynamics over the last 2 to 3 years, and in the last 12 months, we've had the same headcount. So we've still got 190 people. We had 190 people last year, and we grew by 35% in the last 12 months. And we saved £1 million operationally by consolidating those licenses, using your internal use rights, but also by just automating so much stuff that you just don't need the additional headcount.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Thanks, Rob, for joining us, and congrats again for the Partner of the Year award, and I wish you all the success for the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's wrap up. As I think we have mentioned many times by now, Business Central is the crown jewel of the portfolio. We are growing in all different types of industries. You can see from consumer goods to professional services to nonprofit, in financial services as well. Please visit our customer stories to learn more. And as I said, we take the action. Paloma talked about all the different kinds of strategies that you can grow your business with Business Central as a partner and as a customer. And these are all the, again, assets with links, mainly for partners to take advantage of. So I want to say thank you for taking the time and be here. And we have actually some time left, 5 minutes left. If you have any questions, we can take questions now, or please feel free to reach out later too. We have a mic there, I guess. No? Okay, then we can close it out. Thank you.